Hey friends, I hope you are having a very lovely Sunday. It is the day before I go back to work after my little vacation, and I am tidying up my office and tying up some loose ends, and I also got really behind on my face a day for May, so I wanted to sit here and catch up on that, and I did catch up on that last night. I had to work yesterday. And I was a little bit tired when I came home last night, so I just kind of sat on the sofa and did some sketching, and I'll show you my my faces that I came up with last night, because I really did need to get caught up. This is the first face I did. This was May the 1st, and this was done while I was at Panama City Beach with my beautiful niece and my sister. We had such a great time, and I think that you can see that I was on vacation. I actually had time to sit and draw and color. Oh, it was just so wonderful just to have time to sit and do something besides working. This is my May the 1st face, and then I've got another one in here. And if you've been keeping up with the series, you know that I had a travel journal I was working in. The paper in this journal is just way too thin to really do much on, especially not much painting. This is my face a day for May the 2nd. I really do like the way she turned out. I did not like her model dress here, but again, I was having issues with this paper. I went back in and started kind of doing some twirls and swirls and doodles, and I'll probably do a little more work on her. Face a day from May the 3rd was this little girl right here. Let me see if I can get a... Okay, can you see that okay? I'm not so fond with how she turned out, but you know, it's really just been my mission to draw something every day, to draw a face every day. I think I like the way that she turned out. It was just that I don't like the pencils on this kind of paper. And this is a Winsor Newton. I think it's a 140-pound sketch pad, which is a beautiful sketch pad, but I'm not so fond of the markers on the sketch pad. And that's something that you just have to kind of experiment with, isn't it? You have to take the things you're working with and just figure out if they're going to work in the sketch pad or whatever you're working in at the moment, because paper really does make a difference. So this is little lady number 3, and then last night I also did my face a day for May the 4th. I really like the way she turned out. I am very fond of drawing with a pencil and shading with pencil. I'm not a strong painter, and sometimes when I start to paint the portrait, I just don't do well. I don't know. It's one of those things like the whole canvas thing, you know, you're just kind of, I don't know what that is. You're just kind of shy of doing certain things, and I think that's good to recognize that you like things the way they are. But you know, she definitely could have used some painting and shading, but I may do that later. So there's 3 and 4. And then I did 5 and 6. This is a kind of a Teesha Moore-ish face, and I did put candles up her, candles on her head. Now, the reason I put candles on her head was sometimes I feel like my brain is on fire, and that was what I was feeling last night when I was drawing this. I thought, you know, if I could just get to some point where my brain is not so cluttered with ideas. Well, not with ideas. I have ideas. I just don't have enough time to execute them. So really, my problem is time management, and I need to work on that. And I need to figure out how to incorporate creative time into my daily routine. That's something for me to work on. This is our face for May the 5th. And this one is May the 6th. I like the way that her eyes turned out. I wanted to experiment with some eye shape. So I thought she came out pretty good. I have not done any shading at all with her, but you can see her 6 right there. That is for May the 6th. I also, because I was bushed last night, I drew it on the back of the front of my Winsor Newton notebook. Oh well. Now, this is the face that I drew for the 7th. I'm very pleased with this face. This is the kind of, I like the narrowness of her face. I like the way her eyes turned out. I like her coloring. Now, it's just lip color and eye color. But to me, this was much closer to the coloring that I like. I'm not fond of the whole face painted in and all that. I like a little bit of lightness and a little bit of sparsity to the faces that I draw. And then I put a 7 right here in her hair. So you can see that she is May the 7th. May the 7th is actually today. I did go ahead and do a little girl for May the 8th. And I did coloring on her. I used some Winsor Newton markers. Just a little bit of water-soluble pencil. Very, very subtle again. And her necklace is made up of the number 8. So now I feel like I'm a wee bit caught up, and I feel a little bit better. I did have travel days last week, so I couldn't, I'm not a person who can do a lot of art when they're traveling. I know lots of people do, but that's just not me. I don't know what my problem is with it, but anyway. I also thought that since I had all this stuff out, that we might just sit here and sketch a face. You can sketch a face any way you want. It is just not, you can take all the lessons in the world, and I can promise you, you're going to develop your own style. I took some lessons from Tamara Porte, and I love the way that she teaches. I like her methods. I was very blessed that a friend gifted me lessons last year with Tamara. So if you don't know anything about drawing a face, this is basically how you do it. So we start out with an oval shape, and you just build that oval until you're happy with it. A lot of times I will build an oval, and then I will tweak it at the end of the draw, or when I get close to the end of the drawing. Now this is very traditional, so you make an oval, and then we're going to split that oval in half like this. And that noise you hear in the background is my space heater. It is not warm today here in Richmond. I don't know what happened to spring. Spring went away. All right, and then we have that, and then we're going to basically have this. I'm going to draw a circle right here so I can space her eyes. Eye shape is another discretionary thing. Sometimes people really do like ovals. I like starting with ovals, and then I tend to flatten the bottom as the portrait progresses. My noses are super simple. Nostrils are super simple too. For her lips, I do a V and a V. Now this is Tamara Porte. This is how she teaches. And then I pull some lips over here. And basically the end of that lip comes about here on the eye. And then even that out. There's a method where you can draw a couple circles here, so you kind of get your dimensions correct when you're drawing the mouth. That looks fairly even. All right, I'm going to start erasing some things here. Lots of people use block erasers. That's cool. I think that a block eraser erases a little too much for me. Use whatever you want. I'm also just using a regular, like #2 graphite pencil. Some people prefer mechanical pencils. That's cool too. Do whatever makes your little heart happy. Right now I've got my eyes, so I can get rid of her third eye. There we go. All right, now next thing I'm going to flatten both of these. I'm going to do a bit of an arch here. Just bring it up. Same thing over here. And don't be so concerned about getting, when you look in the mirror, honestly, my eyes are two different shapes. They aren't the same shape. So there we go. Next thing we're going to want to do is put her in an eyeball. Big, small, doesn't matter. And then just a little like horseshoe shape for the pupil. I do like to go ahead and put eyebrows on my portraits quickly. It seems to kind of balance everything. All right. Now I'm discovering that I I want to change the shape of her face just a little bit. She's got a little bit too much roundness right here. So I'm just going to bring that in. And still a little too much. You can see how you can adjust. You can totally just adjust things out. Now, with this, the line that you had going vertically this way, you can go ahead and put her neck in. Necks, again, are very, do whatever you want. You can do a skinny neck, or a larger neck, or a fat neck, or whatever you want. All right, the next thing that I like to do is to go ahead and add some hair. So we're going to add some hair up here. Remember, the hair does not sit on top of the head. And it goes like this. So you'll want to just build her some hair. Like this. And you can erase this. She's got some full lips. That's okay. Next thing that I want to do is draw a little bit a triangle right here for her pupil, and go ahead and darken that pupil in. The triangle is the highlight there. Next thing I like to do is kind of do a zigzag here and darken the iris in. Zigzag. Now she does need a bit of an eyelid. Just draw that. Draw that in. Tamara always suggests that you do the corner of the eye. I don't know what that's called. That you want, if you want to color this, you'll want to do that in pink. If you look at your own eye, you have like this pink area in the corner of your eye closest to your nose. And then for her lips, I'm just going to do just a little bit of shading. Top lip is always darker than the bottom. Tiny, tiny bit of shading. And then I do a little bit of smudging with my finger. and draw these, and there you go. There's a little girl for you, and I will sit on the sofa tonight and maybe color her in, and we'll call her, let's see, I'm caught up through the 8th, so this will be my little girl for May the 9th. So let's just put a 9 right here. I'm not sure if I'll keep that there or not, but for the moment, we'll just put it there. All right, guys, thanks for joining me, and I hope that you will draw a face a day for May. Even if you just experiment with it, just draw whatever makes your heart happy, what makes you content. It's really very cool to kind of sit in front of a piece of blank paper and make a person come to life, strictly from your own imagination. So give it a try, y'all, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.